I've been talking on Twitter trying to get some ideas, like, what kind of videos should I do if you want to see them, what kind of videos do you want to see. The biggest thing that I got feedback on was like a brush video. There are so many of these out there, which is why I'm not really sure why you want to see it from me, because like I said, all the time, I'm not a professional, I don't know anything pretty much. I wanted to see a video of like brushes and their different uses and why a certain brush works great for blah 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 blah. So I decided that's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to start off with are face brushes. Now, I'm going to start off with the stippling type brushes. Mine are all dirty, and they're dirty with different colors, and this is the reason why. The reason I have so many of these is because I do use them for different things, which I thought would be great to show you guys. For this one, this is my Sigma SS187. This one I actually used to apply my liquid foundation. I don't always use a brush to put on liquid foundation, and I don't always use the same brush to apply liquid foundation. It just kind of depends. You can either take some like foundation on the back of your hand, dip it in, and just kind of stipple it on and then blend it in, or you can actually put the foundation on your face with your fingers and then just kind of buff it in with this type of a brush. So again, this has multiple uses. You can also use this brush, like you can see that this one is pink because I use this one for blush. I just kind of dab it on my cheeks, and then I'll take either my fingers and buff it in, or I'll take the brush and buff it in. Just depends, again, on my mood. This one has a little bit of a tint to it, but it's really like the cleanest one that I have. What I do with this is I actually, if I spray Fix Plus on my face, like after I put foundation on, if I spray Fix Plus on it, I kind of just take this to absorb the excess like moisture, so my face doesn't look like completely just wet and gross. Or sometimes I will spray the actual brush and then just kind of run it on the back of my hand to kind of get rid of the excess moisture, and then just kind of buff the Fix Plus in via this brush. This one is the 188, and if you want to compare the size, this is the different size. I like this one a lot because it is smaller, so you can get like more of a concentrated area. And you can do like highlighting here, down the center of your nose, things like that. You can do blush, but sometimes because it is such a tiny brush, it will apply it depending on the color and pigmentation of the blush that you have. It can apply this a little heavy, so I would suggest maybe just maybe applying it with a bigger one and then blending it out with a smaller one. I may do this as like one video for face brushes and one video for eye brushes. I don't know. We'll see how long this video goes. The next brush I'm going to talk about are, in general, big fluffy brushes. Like this one, this one, this one. Like this one's not as big as these, but it's still a big fluffy brush, and that's pretty much all the big fluffy brushes that I have. There are different types of big fluffy brushes. There are more of the dome shaped, like this one. This is the Sigma SS. This is pretty much the only big powder brush that I have. Big powder brushes like this are basically great for setting your foundation. Like you can take it, put it in a setting powder, like my Makeup Forever HD whatever powder this is that I just got in my Sephora haul. If you want to set your foundation, like a translucent powder, anything like that, or if you want to take something like MAC MSF and set your foundation. I wouldn't use this for liquid foundation simply because it's too big and you're not going to be able to get like that much control without getting it in your mouth or your nose or something ridiculous. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. Again, there are several types of these. Like this one right here is one of my new found favorites. I've actually had it for a while, but I've just been using it a lot recently. This is the Jumbo Chisel Powder by Coastal Scents. And then this is the special edition because I don't have the regular one. This is the MAC 129. Now as you can see, they're both kind of the same shape. Like if you see them right here, they're kind of flat from the side, and then you turn them here and they're wide. So, and then, they're thick. The good thing for these that I've been using it for, my favorite thing to use it for is blush, because, again, kind of just even application. This does not pick up a lot of product, so if you like something that picks up a lot of product and effortless, you might not like this brush. I love it because while there are a lot of bristles in here, you can kind of control the amount of product that you pick up on the brush. So, for instance, I just take my blush like this and just kind of apply it, and then you can also use it to blend it out, because the edges of it, because it is so wide, will basically blend themselves out almost. So it kind of does the work for you, which is why I highly, highly recommend this brush. Awesome, awesome brush. Also good for bronzer. You can kind of dust bronzer all over your face, or if you want to do like the 3 motion or whatever. I don't wear bronzer, I'm not going to lie. I do not wear bronzer. Like I've said before, I think I said recently in a video actually, bronzer makes me look orange. Another type of brush that you will see often, very, very often, that people will use for especially mineral foundation is a kabuki brush of some type. This is the Sigma SS182. And I use this for my Studio Fix powder. I use this for my mineralized skin finishes. I really, really love this brush for an all-over dust of color, just like a big powder brush. The difference in these two is the denseness of them. Again, this has a lot of bristles, but it does have a lot of give. This is super, super soft. This one's super soft as well, but this is super, super dense, like ridiculously dense. So this is going to pick up a lot more product than this. So if you need a lighter coverage, go with something like this. And if you need something that's going to give you more coverage with your minerals or MSF or Studio Fix, whatever, definitely go with something like this. Another type of brush that you will see to apply blush instead of something like this would be something like this. And this is the angled brush. This is the MAC 166. This is a special edition because I don't have the full size one. I don't use this very often. To be honest with you, I would so much rather use something like this because this is quicker to me. You can either choose to apply it like this way, or if you're contouring, you can kind of turn it and apply it that way. So I really feel like this is more versatile than something big like this, because you can use this for blush, contouring, bronzer. You can actually use this for highlighting right here. So you can use this probably for a lot more than you can this because of the size difference. You can get more precision with the smaller one. Another brush that I like for foundation application is this Sigma SS109. The MAC also has a 109. I like the MAC 109 a little bit better than this, I'm not going to lie. But this is very small, like compared to a big fluffy, this is the 150, the big fluffy brush. This is pretty much the baby, like, mama, this is the mama, this is the baby, whatever. So this is good for liquid foundation because it's small and it's dense. It's still very soft, of course, but you can get in like right by your nose and you can just blend out better. What I suggest with this, dipping this into your foundation, you can. I've done it that way before. It works okay, but it just doesn't give you the clean application as if you were to apply it with your fingers, then blend it in with this brush. If you need some intense color right here on your cheeks, that's great. And if you also apply blush and it is too intense for you, then you can take this brush and blend it out and kind of blend it away. Again, contouring, anything on your face, you can pretty much use this one for because it is small. Any smaller brushes like the angled brushes or a small brush like this are going to be really good for smaller areas and more precision. Another type of face brush that I don't think I've talked about is some kind of a foundation brush like this. I do not like this at all. I really, really don't. I just can't seem to get the right coverage that I want. I either get like an insane amount of coverage, I either get entirely too much or not enough. Another type of, I wouldn't say brush, but another type of applicator, of course, you can always use the good old sponge. And this is like the new age sponge. This is dirty because I've used it. I also have the Beauty Blender, which is basically this exact same thing, except you can clean it and it's like $40. The key to using a sponge, and I will tell you this, use it wet. Do not ever use a sponge dry. For several reasons. One, it's going to cake on your foundation like no other. Secondly, the reason you don't want to do that is because it will soak up so much more product if it's dry. In chemistry terms, we would call that saturated. So since it's already saturated with the water, it's not going to soak up any more of your foundation. It's just going to, the foundation will sit on the surface, and then you can just dip it in your foundation and then blot this on. This has become probably my favorite thing that I've been using to apply liquid foundation when I wear it. And I think that this video is going to be too long for me to try to put the eye brushes in here too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and I will see you for part 2. So check out part 2. I'll put the link either somewhere here or somewhere wherever the new YouTube layout decides to put it. But check out the second link, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.